Welcome to this week's Land Doctors. I'm Kelly Hurt.
And I'm Andy Wooliver. Welcome to my ranch.
Well, Andy, tell me about your place here. How large is it?
Well, we have 80 acres at this location here.
Yeah.
And we've been managing primarily for wildlife for the last couple of years. Part of the reason why is when we acquired this property, it was kind of in a pretty sad state. It had been leased property for about 50 years and had been really bad overgrazed through the drought years. So we've kind of been giving it some rest and managing primarily for wildlife, just to kind of amend our soils and be able to get it back in production maybe later this year, first part of next year.
So just trying to heal it up, build it back up?
Exactly, exactly.
So it's about 60% wooded, 40% open?
Yeah, we're probably somewhere in there, pretty close, 50-50 around there.
So central Oklahoma, and I know that you've got a lot of food plots on the place. You told me about a mile, or about a half a mile of them?
We do. We have them strung out for about a half a mile. We probably have somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 acres of the 80 planted in various species of food plots.
So what's your goal with having all these food plots? What wildlife are you trying to attract?
Well, we're trying a diversity of. We're planting for doves and quail and deer and turkey. Just trying to manage it in a kind of a holistic approach.
Yeah.
Just to be able to plant different species, and it also lets us kind of test some of the drought tolerance of various species and see how well they do here in central Oklahoma. So,
now you've had a little help with this.
I have. I've partnered up with OSU, my county extension office, and we've kind of turned this into a popular deal. We've had 100 people a year come out to our field plot demos and had a lot of interest around it, and it's kind of grown into its own animal.
Well, let's do this. Let's start moving out. We'll take a tour of all your food plots and talk a little bit to your OSU guy.
All right, sounds good.
All right, let's head this way then. Well, now I've got Heath Herje with me, who's the OSU extension agent.
That's right.
For this area, and you've been helping Andy with his food plot.
That's correct, yeah. A couple years ago, Andy brought a couple of soil samples into me, and we found out we had a lot of things in common regarding deer management, land management ideas, and so I decided we'd work with a few seed companies, and you know, we've really done a lot out here. Andy's done most of the work, but it's really come kind of to fruition here in the last couple of years, and everything looks really good. This is actually red Milo. He was actually planning to do a dove plot here, and also for quail and turkeys for the seed production. This is Martin Milo. And it really looks good. He actually no-tilled this right into Bermuda grass, and it's actually going to produce a lot of seed for birds this fall. You know, from a quail and turkey standpoint, there's not a lot of room for them to run around, but from dove and those kind of birds, if he'll come in and do some light strip disking in here and mow this down, he'll be ready for early September to bring his kids out for an early season dove hunt.
Well, that's interesting. Well, so no irrigation, just drilled it in, fertilized it a little bit, fresh air and sunshine, and off it went.
Off it went.
Okay. So, Andy, we've got two pieces of equipment here. We've got the old conventional breaking plow, two-bottom plow, and then you've got your drill that you've planned all this stuff with. Now, I grew up on a farm where we did everything, where we disked everything, we chisel plowed, and I just love the smell of dirt. So I'm attached to these plows, but after seeing what you've done here, I'm thoroughly impressed with the no-till drill.
Yeah, this piece of property is marginal farmland at best. It's terraced. It's been plowed probably 1 million times for 100 years. We've even found old mule shoes or horseshoes out in the middle of the field that we plowed up with this thing. And after doing it a couple of years, some of those more marginal areas, it's so hard you can't even get the plow into it, just from years and years and years of tillage. And you get that hard pan, and you start having erosion and issues that long term kind of affect the ability of the land to be a good production area. So you can take those marginal areas and use a no-till drill, and you've got the benefit of that thatch and those organic layers building up on top of the soil that helps with not only water retention, but it's adding a lot of those micronutrients back to the soil. With this no-till, You've got so much free time. It's you almost feel like you're missing something because you make 2 trips. You spray and you plant.
And that's it.
And that's it. So it uses less than 25% of the fuel.
Yeah.
And it's a whole lot less input in the long run.
That's amazing when we can do something better and cheaper. It's not, and faster. You're not
faster.
supposed to be able to get all 3, are you?
I know, right?
You know, you're supposed to have to give up one of those.
Yeah, you end up, I was sitting around twiddling my thumbs this spring. Didn't know what to do, you know. I got my spraying done and got it all planted, and I had the rest of the summer, I went fishing.
That was just too easy, wasn't it?
That was too easy.
Uh-huh. Well, what else are you going to show me?
Well, let's look at some of our blended varieties that we've planted.
Okay. So when you say blended, you just dumped the seed in there, mixed it up, and dumped it, and
well,
took off?
the seed companies actually sell this in a pre-mixed blend.
Okay, so you just rip the bag and threw it in
Rip
there.
the bag and throw it in and go.
Okay, cool. All right, so now it looks like we're in the jungle here. What in the world is this?
Well, I think this is the kind of the leftovers from all the seed. We put it all together in Andy's no-till drill, all the grasses, you know,
Yeah.
for his bird plots, and we kind of put it all together and finished out
Yeah.
this small area with that blend.
So this was just the catch-all.
Yeah, this was a catch-all. Yeah, we had some various forage sorghums here.
What is this?
This is a forage sorghum.
Really?
This is actually in the same forage sorghum family. This is actually called Calvittle's forage sorghum, and it's in a biologic blend called Blind Spot.
Yeah.
And it's actually to plant around duck blinds or things like that, and it makes these big leaves almost like a corn leaf.
Yeah, it looks like corn.
But it's much more durable and much more drought resistant than corn.
Wow.
And we do have some residual items here from last fall that are still green and growing as well too.
Yeah, is that a radish?
Yeah, I think this is actually, this is some daikon radishes that we planted last fall for the deer, and they've actually continued to produce forage even into this summer, and have made this long radish, which actually can go down and mine for nutrients down deep, also in compacted soils like this property is around these terraces that was farmed with conventional tillage.
Yeah.
Those radishes can actually go down and pierce that heavy hard pan or plow pan and allow those that water to filtrate down through those upper soil surface layers and reach those lower areas of the soil profile. So these radishes are very good for building up soil health as well, and you know, allowing that soil to become fluffier and healthier over time.
Yeah.
They do have a little heat to them as well.
In the words of Scarlett O'Hara, I'll never eat radishes again.
Yeah. This is actually a plant called guar.
Guar?
And you can see the seed production.
Yeah.
It actually is used in guar gum in a lot of industries, oil and gas drilling, things like that.
Yeah.
It makes a tremendous number of seeds, and that's one thing Andy and I have really been impressed with, is the amount of seed production that these plants have produced. And the good thing about guar is it's very durable.
Yeah.
It's probably our most durable and drought tolerant legume that we have out here, other than the sun hemp and the lab. So this would be a good plant for folks to consider. Seed availability may be a little bit of an issue, but if you can obtain some seed and you're out in western Oklahoma, guar might be a good warm season crop to consider. So the plants don't get very tall, but the seed production that you get could be beneficial for game birds and songbirds as well, if you're interested in just, you know, aesthetics or songbirds or wildlife watching, not necessarily hunting. They would also benefit those species as well. So again, not a very big, robust plant, but definitely a legume that deer and other wildlife would definitely use. And in a drought situation, they're great. They're very tough.
So you got yourself a mighty nice sunflower there.
Yeah, this is a good sunflower in the Whitetail Institute Power Plant blend, and you can tell the size of that seed head is amazing. That's going to produce a lot of seed for dove and quail and deer and turkey, and then the soybeans in this blend are pretty good size too. So this is a Greencastle variety, and that's 3 or 4 feet tall. So a lot of production in this blend as well for Andy's deer and turkeys.
Yeah, this sunflower head's so heavy, it's just about to pull the plant over.
It is. If I wouldn't hold it back, it would probably go on over. It's just so heavy.
That's amazing. Well, Andy, I'm impressed.
Well, thank you.
I go a lot of places, but I've never seen this much attention and thought given to creating food sources for the wildlife. What I've noticed just from talking to you is you've done a lot of studying and researching and reading and thinking. And that, to me, that whole mental process, that's the fun part.
It is. And then just to seeing it all develop in front of you, it's like we got our own little outdoor classroom.
Yeah, and then you go out there and you see what worked and didn't work, you tweak it and you do it better the next time.
Absolutely. You're
And
never
you just
done.
keep doing it. And you're never done.
Never
you just
done.
keep doing it. It's a new deal every year.
Absolutely.
I'm tickled for you. I think it's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for having us out.
You bet.
Thank you for coming.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, that ends another episode of The Land Doctors. I know I'm inspired today by seeing what Andy's done here and seeing the help that Heath's given him, and I just hope that you look at this, watch this today, and take steps to go out and improve the wildlife potential on your little acreage.